The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Good morning. Welcome to the next in our series of webinars from us here at D-Link. Today we're going to be talking about the VIP Plus partnership scheme. Just to give everyone a refresher, check that everyone's making the most out of the scheme because it has a lot to offer. From our end, we're really going to be ramping up the VIP Plus activities across 2020. So just to make sure everyone knows everything that's going on and where you can go to get more information about the stuff that we're looking at for next year. Today, for the first time, there's no Craig with us, but Craig's been ably replaced by our sales manager, Mark Carty.
Good morning, all.
Hi, Mark. So Mark's really one of the experts in this because he's got a lot of customers on the VIP scheme, so he knows how people are using it and he knows where perhaps they're missing out. So it's good to have Mark along while Craig's on holiday for the next 3 or so weeks. Lucky. Just some housekeeping before we start. If you want to ask any questions, just type them in the sidebar. We'll deal with them when we come to the end of the session. Anything that we don't know, and if you stump either myself or Mark, we'll take it away and we can drop you an email and get back to you with anything. But without further ado, let's get started. Okay. So, as I touched on briefly, the D-Link VIP Plus scheme sets out to be more than just a standard discount scheme. There's a lot of strings to it, which we're going to go through in a bit more depth on the next slide. And you see our man there, and the VIP Plus way is the VIP Plus scheme is the way that we retain our customers through the various offers that we've got going on at any one time and the various facets to the scheme. So if I go to the next slide, this is where Mark's going to come in and talk a little bit more about each individual tiers and the general tiers in the...
Yeah, I can do that. That's no problem. Good morning, all. As mentioned, with the D-Link VIP Partner Program, we have 4 tiers: registered, bronze, silver and gold. And these tiers will enable yourselves to have access to different resources within D-Link. So to start off with, we'll start with the registered partner status, and we will get you guys signed up and we can give you guys information on new products. We can give yourselves newsletters and what's going on and what's happening with D-Link. You're more than welcome to sign up for online certification and the training resource that we have online and that we're currently updating. But there's also online product tools that you can get access to, such as like a Wi-Fi planning tool, product selector and things like that.
Talk about a bit more depth.
Which we will cover in a little bit more depth a bit later on.
Yeah, and the people obviously know about the webinars because they're listening now.
Yeah.
So that's good.
Then we move up to the bronze partnership tier, and what we give you guys, or what we offer in the bronze tier, is things like deal registration, and then we offer project pricing, and then we allow you guys access to things like our not for resale or demo purchase program, where you can buy some D-Link product, business grade product or business class product at reduced cost.
Yeah, the idea being, obviously, with the different tiers is that you grow with us, grow your business with us, and we'll give you more perks and benefits. And it just gets more as we move into silver.
Then finally, with the silver partnership, we've still got another tier after that, with the silver partner
forget about gold.
Tier, we offer a dedicated account manager. So there's myself and a gent called Rob Jenkins, and you'll get access to us and you can talk to us about technology, about projects that you're working on, about plans that you have for your business, and we can help with that allocating the various resources that D-Link have internally to see what we can do to help you, to point you in the right direction, whether that's recommending product or getting you guys information on some of our products. And we're quite happy to help you guys manage a project from start to finish. You also get a presence on our website, so we've got a where to buy section on there, and we can get you guys added with your company logo with a click through to your website.
Yeah, so go direct to your site from ours. And then gold.
Then finally, with the gold section,
there's only the one extra.
Yeah, there's only one
big one.
one little thing. But what we want to do is invite you guys to what we call a round table. So it's where we can help fresh out plans going forwards to help to build incremental business. And what we tend to do with around these round tables is see what we can do in terms of MDF marketing funds, and we see what we can do to unlock some of them funds for you to help with advertising or lead generation, or basically it's just an agreement of seeing what the next steps are and how we can build together.
I think the other thing with the round tables as well is it's the customer's chance to come in and tell us about our future. If we can shape our products, they can come in and they can say, well, this can change, that can change.
It's exactly that. It's a chance for you guys as partners to come talk to us and tell us what you want, and it gives us a chance to sort of scope out and talk to our customers and actually get to understand yourselves a lot better, because then you're telling us what you want. As you can see up on the screen here, we've got our 4 partner tiers, and with that comes a specific discount. So registered partners, for example, you guys spend up to £5,000 per annum. We don't offer you guys any discount on the business class product, whereas we get you guys to a silver tier, for example, which is a spend of up to £30,000 a year, £15,000 to £30,000, and we'll offer yourselves 9% discounts on all business purchases. So that's all of our business grade switches, from things like the DGS 1210 series switches to our full layer 3 managed switches. One thing I'd like to say about this slide here is we'll be very flexible with yourselves. So if you're a new partner or an existing partner and you're working on a project, we are very flexible in the way that we can move you up and down or up the tiers. We'll quite happily listen and work with yourselves to form a business plan. So for example, in September, if you brought us a large opportunity and you qualified for the silver partnership program or the silver discount, and you guys are already currently a registered partner, speak to us. We'll be very flexible in the way that we can potentially move yourselves up and down the tiers and to make it fit.
Yeah, I think
accordingly.
This is part of it's our commitment to helping our customers win business, isn't it? And if we can do that by discussing specific pricing, which we'll go on to in a little bit more slide, or by just maybe moving someone up the tiers rather than at the end of a cycle, just doing it halfway through the year to help them win more business, then we're always up for discussions.
We're always up for discussions. So at the end of the day, pick up the phone or send us an email, and we're quite happy to have that conversation and happy to speak to yourselves around that.
Now to move into part of the benefits that you get for each one. So as Mark mentioned, you get yourself a dedicated account manager once you get up to silver and gold. Now that's not to say that if you're registered or bronze, you can't talk to Mark. We can't be clear enough about that. Don't hesitate to call us, but you can talk to Mark or Rob if you're registered.
Yeah, I always say is if there's any questions in and around anything D-Link, pick up the phone. We are more than happy to have a conversation with yourselves. And if it's pointing you in the right direction for what type of product to use or what specific product, we're quite happy to have that conversation with you and point you in the right direction. If it's information on promotions that we're running, or if it's resource that you want, collateral from us, will quite happily help you regardless of what tier you are.
Yeah.
But at the silver and gold tier, you get a dedicated account manager. So me and Rob will spend a lot of time focused on your accounts and working out ways that we can help build yourselves up to get to the next tier.
Yeah, I think one of those other bits is pre-sales, which is the next slide. And there you can see Craig, who's not with us today, but access to Craig to come in and talk to you guys about specific projects for site surveys. That's open for any tier. We're not going to stop anyone from using this. So Craig's available, and we've got some examples there on the slide. He'll come in and he'll basically do a full site survey.
Yeah, he can do things like a wireless site survey, so we can help looking at the pre-sale side of it and looking at Wi-Fi access point placements.
Yep.
And Craig will get involved with switching networks, so we can have a look at what the current customer requires, and then we can have a look at what they've got in place currently, and we can build a solution that tailored to the customer to fit, i.e. their budget, but also their requirement. One thing that we pride ourselves on here at D-Link is not over-specking, not going OTT on what your customer requires. Why spec a Ferrari when they don't need it? And we can fit your customer's budget with whatever solutions that we have, and Craig is a part of that of that process, and he's very knowledgeable in terms of our Wi-Fi and switching portfolios. And
Craig's out and about a lot at the moment, talking to people about nucleus and network refreshes. So unfortunately, he's on holiday for a few weeks, so he probably needs the rest after the nucleus launch and how busy he's been over the past few days.
So once you guys sign up, if you're not already, you get access to our VIP partner portal, and in there has several tools that are available, such as the Wi-Fi planning tool. Essentially, what that is it gives you a chance to scan in your site locations, your maps of your site locations, and then you can add wireless access points to this map, and it gives you a rough idea of what sort of coverage that you're getting. Now, with the D-Link one, it has all the D-Link products in there, all the current access points that are in a range. We're also updating it to include things like some of the newer nucleus access points once they're launched. It gives you an idea, or basically placement on what sort of work is required. Not perfect, but it's a good start, or it's a good way you can start pre-planning for an installation for a school, for example. Something else that I think is very important on there is our Product Selector Pro, and that essentially is it gives you a list of drop-down options, and you can take the amount of ports that you want, for example, for a switch, and you can see what sort of management level that you want, what sort of PoE budget that you need. And the Product Selector Pro tool will then select you, or give you a choice of, say, 3 or 4 switches, and then that way it will help you guys making a decision on what is the correct product for yourselves. And then the Wi-Fi surveillance planner tool is pretty much the same as the surveillance planner tool is pretty much the same as the Wi-Fi one, but it's to do with our CCTV cameras. Yeah. So you can have a look at placement and angles and things like that, and get a rough idea of where we need to place, or where you guys need to place the cameras. If you need help using any of these tools, feel free to drop us a line. Again, we'll quite happily sit there and we'll go through and explain it with you. Yeah. I use them myself, so I use the Product Selector tool when I'm looking at some of our competitors' products. But I also use things like the Wi-Fi planning tool, so when I'm helping customers get a rough idea for a quote, or a rough idea of how many access points they require.
The Product Selector Pro has been recently upgraded as well.
Yeah, it's been updated.
If you haven't checked it out lately, it might be worth popping in to have a look. There's also other stuff in the VIP Plus portal as well. There's various information, various downloads, product guides, all sorts of stuff. And over the course of the next year, it's going to be my job, so I have to make sure I get that done, to make sure that all of our stuff's in there and everything's up to date. So that's a job for me to take on. So next up is training, and here's Craig live. We did a training session up in Manchester recently. Full, not. I was just about to say not a spare seat, but you can see a spare seat there. So, but that guy was just off getting a coffee. I'm sure. It was a sold out session up in Manchester, and we're going to be looking at doing more of these around the country. We've run 2 in our offices in Ruislip in the last 3 months, but there seems to be a good audience for this when we take the show on the road. So that's what we're going to be looking at doing next year.
We would say watch this space when it comes to dates, because we will be announcing our 2020 dates very shortly. But we'll be looking to get you guys training on things like our switching portfolio. We'll be looking to do a session on our nucleus products, that's our cloud management, switches and wireless access points. And it's a good way for you guys to get to learn to understand the product and how we would configure and how we would deploy things like access points and switches and things like that. Once the dates are up, feel free to ask us questions and get signed up. Again, if you have any questions about how to sign up, you're more than welcome to drop myself a line or Rob, and we're quite happy to point you in the right direction.
Keep your eye on dlink.com/events. All of our sessions will be up there, and some of the stuff we're going to be talking about in a moment. I'm constantly trying to update that site, but at the moment, as it's the end of the year, it looks a little bit bare, but all the January, February, March dates will be going up shortly as we try to work well ahead of ourselves moving forward. Okay, now we're on to, Mark touched on it briefly, but deal registration, and we put on it here that it's open to you once you hit the silver tier, but as with all of our stuff, just contact us, just give us a call, because we don't want you to miss out on any business just because you're not a silver or a gold partner. So we'll register your deals. We'll keep them exclusive to you for 3 months. It's operated on a first come first served basis, and we'll make sure that for all of your orders you'll get the very best price. All that we ask from yourselves is that any deals that you put through the deal registration are valued at over 3k. So the advantage here of being in the silver or gold tier is that you can do the registration for your deal online if you're silver or gold, but if you're bronze or registered, we just ask that you just give either Rob or Mark in the office a call, and they'll help you out there rather than doing it through the portal. Okay, now on to Mark's favourite slide, which is promos.
So, being a part of the VIP partner program, we give you guys access to promos and promotions, and some of them we can do up to say like 15 to 20% off selected products, but our teams sit down on a monthly basis and we work out what products that you guys want. So we're very flexible in terms of, and our promos are always changing, but we try and work out what you guys want and we try and cater for that on a monthly basis. They're stackable with your VIP partner discount. So for example, if you're a silver tier, you'll get the 15% off, and then we'll stack that 9% added discount on top of that.
Wow.
And that's a good saving. So if you guys are looking at basic switches, if you guys are looking at access points, this might be a good option for you, for them odds and sods, I like to call them, in terms of products that the everyday products that you need.
Yeah, the run rate stuff, isn't it? Yeah. Yes. So once you get into the bronze tier, then you get added to our promo list, and every month I will send you a lovely email themed around fireworks, as you would expect. So you'll get this promo email once at the start of the month and then once at the end of the month, just to remind you that the deals are coming to an end. So make hay while the sun shines, as that old expression. Don't miss out. Next slide. So that's most. We've been through most of the advantages and what you get from the VIP Plus schemes. Now we're going to talk a little bit about what our customers actually say about our scheme. And the first slide here deals with the various parts that we've talked about previously: the product selector, training, deal registration, and just how important they are to each of our clients. So whilst the percentages don't fully add up or anything like that, it's actually an expression of how important people thought that was. So 60% of people rated marketing, promotions and collaterals either fourth or fifth in terms of importance. So they ranked it as either the most important or the second most important thing, which means that me, being the marketing manager, has his work cut out. The Wi-Fi planner, again, I've seen Mark use it. I don't know how to use it myself, but it looks like a great little tool. Very, very, very handy. And Mark's available to give anyone any hints or training on that.
Yeah, happy to. So if you want to sort of learn to use the Wi-Fi planner, our customers obviously rate it fairly important because it's a very basic tool. I'm happy to go through it and to work to show you how to use it. That's by all means. I'm happy to set a bit of time aside for anybody.
That's what we like to hear. And then product training. We're going to try and get product training a little bit higher up that list, a little bit better on the next time we do this survey. I think we're definitely going to be doing it more through 2020. So that's what we'll be concentrating on out of this feedback. Generating leads. I mean, who doesn't want more leads? So what we heard from our customers was that the leads that we provide them are very important to them. In fact, 90% of the resellers that we talked to said that the leads that we can provide them are important to their business. So that's something that we're really going to double down on in 2020, and we're going to push to provide people with more leads. That's a job for myself. That's a job for Mark to assist with, and Rob, and we're all going to work together to see if we can push more leads out to the resellers, generating themselves via end user marketing and talking to people about getting up into the silver and gold tier, and talking about the marketing funds that Mark spoke about earlier. So it's definitely high on the agenda for 2020. And then the last slide on the survey, the most important statistic at all, of all. So we love this picture as well, don't we? This snowy scene. But the most important statistic of all is that 95% of our resellers would recommend a Dealing VIP Plus partnership, which is 100% the answer that we were looking for from this kind of thing. So we've got a lot of people out there recommending our scheme to their friends and business colleagues, which is great for us, because all we're going to look at doing in 2020 is making it even better. So maybe we'll get, I don't know, 97% next year or something.
Hoping.
So that's the end of the survey, and then we'll just move on into a couple of slides to talk a little bit more in depth about what we're looking at next year.
So something that we're looking to do next year is, we've named it Dealing on Tour because we couldn't think of anything catchy, but we're looking to do a series of training and roadshows. And what we want to do is the training tours, or the training sessions. We want to take some of our products like Nucleus and some of the things like the Nucleus switches and the access points, and get you guys to try and to play and to test and to use them. But on things like the roadshows, what we want to do is pitch up for the day and then we want to show you some of the products live. So we want to show you what direction D-Link is heading, give you a bit of an idea on things like our roadmap, but we want to give you we want to answer your questions on sort of our long-term viability of what we're looking to do for 2020 and for the near future. The dates for these roadshows and these training dates, as mentioned previously, haven't been set as of yet, but it's something that we're looking to start in March or April next year, and we're looking at various locations around the country. So we're looking at like the Manchesters, and we're looking at Yorkshire and Scotland and potentially Ireland.
Pretty much where the pins are is where we're looking at.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. So just watch this space for the moment, and we'll announce the dates very soon.
Yeah, we're looking for suitable venues, and we wouldn't be taking all of your day. It would be 9:30 start, maybe a 1:30 finish, and then free to enjoy wherever we are for the rest of the day. If we're in a football stadium or a planetarium or any of the various events that we're looking at, we just want to make it so that you can come, learn all about our new stuff, give us your feedback on where we're going right, where we're going wrong, and we want to take that on the road because obviously we're down here in London, and a lot of stuff in this area seems to be very London specific. So we want to basically get on our bike or get on a plane if we have to go to Ireland, because we'll get very wet on our bike otherwise, won't we? And Brett. Go up to Scotland, go back to Manchester again, which is very popular, looking at Leeds, East Anglia, down in the south coast, towards Winchester and Bath. So all very positive stuff. And again, dlink.com/events for more details. Right, last slide, webinars. You're on the webinar now, so you guys know about our webinars, which is great. We're building up a nice little audience here, which is good. But as Craig is on holiday, there's a lot of the team away because we have a December end to our holiday calendar. The webinar on the 26th will be a rerun of our Nucleus webinar, which was actually probably our most popular webinar. So it's going to be run again, and it answers all your questions about the differences between Nucleus Cloud and Nucleus Connect. And I think that's even more important now than when we did it, because most Nucleus switches are available, the access points are out, and we're actively out in the marketplace talking to people, as Mark can attest to. Mm-hmm. And then talking about holidays, you'll have to put up without my dulcet tones on the 10th of December because I'm on holiday. But Craig and Rob will be doing a webinar on how smart is a smart switch. So talking about the different smart switches in the D-Link range, what you would need for your solution, and to talk a little bit about our new 1250s, which we are obviously very keen to get out there. Affordable 10 gig, I think, is the catchphrase for that model.
Affordable 10 gigabit switches.
Yeah. Okay, that's everything from us. If you've got any questions, we've got one question to go through.
And that's from Simon. Do promo discounts and partner level discounts automatically get applied by distribution partners? Yes, Simon. So when we are working with our distribution partners, they will add the distribution partner. They will add your partner level promo. So whether it's silver or bronze, and then we'll pre-add it towards any promos that we're doing via distribution.
Yeah, we work very closely with distribution to let them know if anybody's moved through the tiers, to make sure that their information is fully up to date, and all that stuff. So yes. So that's pretty much it from us. If anybody's got any last minute questions, you can whack them in the side frame, and we'll get back to you. Or just please feel free if anything comes up after this, or if you're listening to the replay or tuning into this on our YouTube channel. UKI-sales@dlink.com is always there if you want to drop us an email, or give us a call on 0208 955 9000 if you're not fed up with hearing us talk already. I'd take the email option if I were you. As I said on the last slide, the next webinar in 2 weeks pardon me, is on nucleus. And then the one after that is on how smart is your smart switch, and then it's pretty much Christmas. So we'll be back, and we'll be announcing some more webinars probably end of January. So dlink.com/events to take it up, and I'm sure that I'll get an email out to you all when just letting you know about all of the new webinars that we've got coming up. So that's about it from here. No more questions have come in. So
Thank you very much for listening, and we hope you have a good day.
okay, thanks a lot. Bye then.
Bye bye.